How's it going, everybody? Thank you very much for hanging out for a little bit. I'm Orlando Ruiz Jr. Welcome to another review. This is my review of Samaritan, the new 2022 film starring Sylvester Stallone, directed by Julius Avery, recently released on Amazon Prime. I'm a bit late to the party on this one, but this one's been on my radar for a while because it was in my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. And for the most part, I've always been a big Sylvester Stallone fan ever since I was a young kid. I think around the age of 10, I remember seeing Cliffhanger and Demolition Man in the theaters back in the summer of '93. And I think ever since then, I was a fan and was never like not there for a new movie that he would come out in. So it really does bum me out that I didn't get a chance to see this in a theater because for certain actors, I always try to be there to support, like my favorite actors. But yeah, either way, it was fun watching it at home on Amazon Prime, and I had a good time. It's not very action heavy. Most of the action takes place in the third act, and the villain is okay, but for the most part, some of the dialogue they give him is pretty bad and knocks the movie down a few points, especially towards the closing moments. For some reason, a lot of bad guys tend to say their worst lines towards the end of most films. I don't know why. But just a trend I've been seeing or noticing lately. So the plot around this movie revolves around a young boy named Sam, who is a big fan of somebody that used to save people who went by as Samaritan. And Sam suspects Sylvester Stallone, who goes by the name of Joe, to be this Samaritan, especially after seeing him in action in one scene early in the film where Sam is getting beat up by some bullies and Joe comes to the rescue and has some pretty cool displays of strength and ability to kick some ass. And Stallone really does shine in the action scenes. So after the Joe character comes to Sam's rescue after being attacked by bullies, Sam begins to suspect that Joe may be the real life Samaritan still out there living right across the street, working as a garbage man. And when he finally confronts him with it, he is at first reluctant, but after being hit by a car and being able to heal right on the spot, it's kind of hard for him to deny the whole thing, so he just kind of rolls with it. Still, I gotta say, for being 75 years old and being able to pull off the action scenes that he's pulling off in this movie and looking rather convincingly doing so, he still has some juice left in the tank. I gotta say, he still got it, and I enjoy watching old Stallone beat people up. It's a guilty pleasure. So the bad guy in the movie, I think, was okay. The actor who plays him, I think he did a good job with what he was given. He wasn't given the best dialogue, but with what he had, he was fun in some scenes, and in some scenes, just not so good because of that really kind of hammy dialogue. I kind of wish that the bad guy was a little more menacing, a little more threatening, and maybe if this movie would have gone the rated R route, they could have accomplished that. Given that a lot of times this movie looked like it was shot in a power plant or a scene was taking place at like some kind of industrial kind of area, or just the look of the movie, the overall mood of the movie and the way the city looked and everything, something tells me that this director was going for like a Paul Verhoeven RoboCop aesthetic. And if this movie would have had some blood in it, maybe a little more rated R feel to it, it might have been able to achieve that kind of, well, not RoboCop status, but it might have been able to achieve a little more what I think they were going for, which is just that sort of dystopian late 80s, early 90s kind of action movie. But if you're making a movie in 2022, and movies in 2022 are already kind of watered down, then just go for it. Go for that. Go for the violence. Go for the blood. Go for that sort of nostalgic early 90s, late 80s feel. Because the movies, the action movies of that era had that R-rated feel because they went all out with the blood and the violence. And this movie has that PG-13 violence that is enjoyable, but at the end of the day, it's still PG-13 violence. And if it's a Sylvester Stallone movie, I understand it's like a superhero type movie, but it's still a Sylvester Stallone movie. And for my Stallone movies, I expect some hardcore shoot 'em ups, some hardcore fight scenes. This movie has some of that, but it's very kind of toned down, scaled down a bit. And even having said all that, I still kind of wish that I would have gotten to see this in theaters because I'm a big fan of Stallone, and I miss the days of when movies like this were being released on the regular, because I've seen many movies like this back in the day. They used to churn these out by the dozens back in the day. But even so, even though it's 2022, it's really cool to see a movie like this come out, because I really wish they made more movies like this, only I wish they would give us more of what we really want, which is some carnage, some blood, and some bad guys with a little more menace, because the best action movies have the best bad guys. So yeah, but overall, it's a good little 2-star, 2.5-star action movie that I recommend if you're a Stallone fan. If you have Amazon Prime, check it out. It's not a bad hour and 40 minutes, actually. It's not his best, but it's not his worst either. So yeah, it's my review of Samaritan. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like movie reviews, for the most part, I talk about classic movies on this channel, and I have another classic review on the way very soon, so hit that bell for notifications and subscribe. If you're interested, please like, share, comment, all that good stuff, and let me know in the comment section what is your favorite Sylvester Stallone movie, and if you saw Samaritan, what did you think about it? Thank you very much, and have a great night or a great day either way. Have a good one. Take care.